Good morning, and happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Don here, your traffic jockey in the traffic center. I'm going to get the microphone right. There we go. Welcome to a Monday morning, October the 3rd. You can believe it's already October the 3rd. Where has this gone, right? Let me just get rid of my banner here. Well, we'll just leave the banner up because it's going to come back anyway. Wow, unbelievable that it's already October the 3rd. Just can't believe that we're into October. Kind of crazy. So welcome. We are on Facebook and YouTube here this morning. We are live on this Monday morning, and it's fairly busy, as you can expect for a Monday morning. And some of that also has to do with the weather, which I think we are going to start with the weather. I know we're on a little bit later here at 7:15. Again, we're going to 9 o'clock, but fortunately, the shower broke again here this morning, so had to do some emergency Schneider repairs to the shower, so that threw me off the schedule just a little bit. Anyway, too much information. I digress. Let's get things started now. Let's take down this banner here. We are live here once again on this Monday morning. So we are going to go to Greg in the Weather Center. Let's welcome him in from the Weather Watchers group. Let's bring in his first report here this morning. Get a check on this weather. Again, it's still a little soggy out there in certain spots. Greg, good morning to you.
Good morning. Let's get on with the tri-state weather forecast update. Chance of showers earlier in the week. We have sunshine later this week, and temperatures start to fall. For your early morning commute, you can expect clear skies. And on the way home, mostly sunny, but might be a little bit cloudy depending on where you are. Looking at the highs for today, we've got temperatures ranging from 60 degrees down onto 52 degrees, still relatively warm. Tonight's lows dipping down a bit into the 40s, still got 50 degrees and 51 degrees down in Wildwood and Atlantic City, respectively. And for the future cast, we've got a bit of rain in South Jersey to start off the Tuesday. Going into Wednesday, we're going to see a little bit of rain in northern Jersey, and after that, sunny skies for the rest of the week.
Thank you, Greg. Good morning to you, and welcome to the Weather Watchers Club. Again, we're live here on Facebook and YouTube, and I didn't share the screen, so we will do that now. There's actually some rain that's now starting to push in offshore. It's still, well, it's not, well, it's, I think some of it's a little bit of a result of what's, Ian is long gone for the most part, but it's still moisture from the system that's still hanging around with us. It looks like an offshore low out here off of the Atlantic City coastline kind of reformed again. So now this is stuff that's pushing back in, going from the east to the west. So Toms River, Point Pleasant, Ocean County, Monmouth County, Atlantic County, parts of 195 are starting to see some moderate rain falling. This stuff here doesn't look like it's actually hitting the ground, just picking it up on the return, but it's not really, getting to the ground. But so this is kind of what we have to deal with here this morning as we are making our way out on a Monday morning. All right, so with that said, let's close up this. Let's go to the incident pages here this morning. We start in New Jersey. Let's close the radar because that eats up a lot of memory. We will start things off here this morning. Let's see. Upper level broken down truck on the George Washington Bridge. Look for that. Route 22 with injuries, unfortunately. Hopefully everyone's okay there. This is out by this is just before New Providence Road in Mountainside. We've got a lane down, and then northbound out of Route 24, we've got 2 lanes shut. So first, let's go to 287 here in Hanover, Morristown. Let's check out that scene, which is clear by now. Traffic seems to be moving fine there. I think whatever it was is now gone. But you can see roadways are fairly dry here in this northern section of the state. Let's just jump down into Morristown. Yeah. So again, roads are dry, and accident is now gone. So that is news. Let's go to 2. Populate that. That would be right in here. Right there. Now, normally there is traffic here at just before New Providence Road, but there is a crash probably almost right in the front of Famous Dave's. If you're familiar with Mountainside at all, on 22 East. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there. So that's a little backed up this morning. Parkway starting to hit the brakes through Clark and Cranford. 280 across the Stickle Drawbridge is heavy. West on 78 starting to populate some more traffic here on the local sides out by Vauxhall Road. Then the Parkway is heavy 143 all the way up to 150. Turnpike is heavy at 14. And then north on 19 into truck routes 1 and 9. That also is going to be a slow go. Let's go to North Jersey now. Take a look at 208. Normal stuff here getting in towards Fairlawn Avenue. Really, Maple Avenue is, let's see. It's Maple Avenue. Yeah. That's 208 going south. Eastbound on Route 46 is heavy out to Route 3. Eastbound 80, we're seeing some slowdowns here as we come out to exit 52. And then more delays here on 80 heading east into Dover and Rockaway from exit 30 out to 35 into Parsippany. Again, we say congratulations to Alexandra on her big wedding yesterday. Hopefully she didn't get too much rain, but a little bit of rain is good luck, right? East on 78, a little heavy east of exit 26. Then 287 both ways in Edison is going to be a solid ride. We head down and towards Monmouth and Ocean counties. The Parkway 195 is good. 29 building some soft volume there into the Trenton Tunnel, and then 55, 42 westbound 76 just getting crushed here. Just a ton of traffic. Same thing on 295 both ways into the Aljo curve. Again, Yom Kippur is on Wednesday, so we are going to have a shortened week as far as our traffic flow is concerned. Tomorrow evening could be a little earlier. Those who observe Yom Kippur have to be home by sunset. So sunset tomorrow, I believe, if I looked at it right, is 6:38, somewhere around there, just a little after 6:30. So, the evening commute tomorrow could begin about an hour earlier, maybe around 4:00 or so. But Wednesday should be a fairly light commute because of Yom Kippur. So let's focus in on some cameras very quickly. See how hard it is actually raining down the shore. 35 here in Point Pleasant. It's coming down. 37 to 35 in Seaside Heights. Wow, that's really coming down. And some wind as well, too. 36 to 35, 35 at Cliffwood Beach. A little soggy start there. So I'm thinking it's really like the Driscoll Bridge and further point south, because if you look at Route 3, hopefully this camera works to 21, we're dry. Trying to 120. Yeah, this is up by the Meadowlands. So the further north you go and west, the drier and possibly a little bit of a break in the clouds. It is. So there is Route 3 at 17. Again, we are dry. I think if there was more rain that would have populated here, I think we would have seen a little bit of a different story for the morning ride. There's Route 4 at Hackensack Avenue. It's gray, but it's dry. So is 17 this morning. Let's go all the way up to Mawa, because I'll show you the difference. 287 here. Well, first in Edison, it's got a little bit of rain. So roadways are wet there, and we will take it 280, 287. Thank you. And we bring it all the way up to Route 17. You can see it's going to look a whole lot different here. We are dry. So, yeah. Let's go to 80. Check this out at 94. That's dry. Orange Street, you're dry. And actually, you may even see some sun peeking through the clouds there. Even at Route 15, I think we're dry as well. Yeah. So it's really like the Driscoll Bridge south is where we're seeing that those wet conditions will populate Route 18, 66. That's a soggy start. So is the Garden State Parkway shot here. Rain coming down at a decent clip. We go into Middlesex County at the Turnpike, definitely coming down fairly heavily. And further up towards Centennial Avenue here in Piscataway. Just a light spritz. 23 at 94 in Hamburg, if it works. Damn it. But 287 here at 23 in the Pequannock area. Again, you can see roadways are going to be dry. So that is some good news there. Let's see here. Morning, Justin. Weather is atrocious this morning at the shore. Yes, as we're looking at the cameras, pouring gusty winds and 48 degrees. Ugly. It's like a cold November rain, right? But Justin, if you're still with us, you'll see that, the further north and west you go, the better the conditions get, because we are bone dry here along 287 in Pequannock and even further up the line towards Mawa. But if we go to let's see, 55 interchange at 42, I imagine this is all some weather related issues as well. Actually, some standing water in that construction. So that's an ugly start. Just a deluge of water for the most part. 55 just getting crushed into 42. Oofa. Let's go to 7 at 508. Again, we're just doing some spot audits here. So we're dry in Kearney. I think really the line to demarcation there is, as Justin says, amazing cutoff from that strong high pressure to the north. Yeah. Populate this radar again, just to show you what JG is talking about here. Some of this, let's put this in motion here. Some of these darker blues, this rain really isn't even, it's just being picked up in the atmosphere by the radar, but it's not actually hitting the ground. So again, our line of demarcation is right here. The Edison Driscoll Bridge area, Driscoll Bridge South is getting pummeled with some rain. You may see a light spritz here out in Clinton and further out to the west, out towards Phillipsburg and maybe in towards White Township or even Blairstown, but all of this is not hitting the ground. So we come down here, down the shore, Justin is, you can see it's coming down pretty good. So is in that camera here at 55, even down towards, Cape May maybe starting to dry out a little bit, but it's just north of that Atlantic City. And there's still quite a bit more of this rain to come in offshore. Let's go to the cameras here on the Parkway. Let's see what we got. Let's go here. We'll go to Stone Harbor. Show you that. It's fairly dry. This is in Wildwood. Yeah, we're still drying out, but it's not raining. But here in Cape May, you can see the wind has picked up a little bit. That's Cape May Toll Plaza. This is south of 25. As we get further up the line towards about exit 30, things start to get a little soggier. Agnes says, good morning to you. Oh, Don, good, dark, gloomy morning. Yeah, it's pretty ugly out there. No question about that. Thanks for joining us on this Monday morning. Let's see what the Toms River Toll Plaza. Yeah, you can see just a deluge of water here. The wind is kicked up. It is just ugly morning. Toms River, and then we continue up towards the Brick area, south of Asbury. You can see a ton of water there. but traffic seems to be moving fairly good. Not going to lie to you in that capacity. But then again, as we go to the Union Tower, you'll see it's dry. So there's nothing coming from the sky here. And even as we get further to the north, go Pascack Valley, that's dry. Paramus at 65, 165 is good. The Bergen Toll Plaza, things are fine there. So, yeah, so Justin's right. It is a fairly sharp cutoff for the morning ride. That half hour is sponsored by, you saw it at the bottom, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. 908-272-3000 is Ralph's phone number. Head over there for some of the best ice cream in the land. This half hour is sponsored by the Shaved Cave, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark, 325-6283. That's 908. Follow Omar on his Instagram. Chop God, G-O-D-D, and also by Maxim Motor Cars in Dover, New Jersey, out of Morris County at 303 West Clinton Street, 973-620-9060, and ask for Nick. Okay, so let's do this. Let's bring in the New York City incident page because the rain has held south of the city, which is certainly helping out matters greatly. Some high winds here at the Bronx Whitestone and Throgs Neck bridges to be expected. So let's go here into Staten Island. Not a whole lot of sun glare. There's a lot of volume coming off the weekend. Staten Island Expressway from the Goethals over the Verrazano north on the West Shore is busy. Getting into Arden Avenue, Outer Bridge a little backed up here, getting into Staten Island. The westbound belt is heavy, essentially from Sunrise Highway all the way out to Bay 8th Street. East is heavy off the Verrazano. Your Kiwanis is seeing a lot of traffic as well, getting up into the Prospect, and then again onto the BQE as we make our way over to the Brooklyn Bridge. That is a fairly busy ride. But what else is new? Brooklyn Bridge inbound is heavy. Battery Tunnel about 10. Southbound BQE, normal areas of congestion here south of the LIE. Let's go to Midtown Tunnel. Actually fine. So is the Ed Koch. FDR north at the Ed Koch is busy. Southbound on the FDR is a solid ride down to the RFK. What else is new there? Westbound on the Grand Central is getting hit hard from basically the Clearview all the way out to LaGuardia, passing City Field. The Mets really choked in Atlanta, getting swept. So now they're 2 back with 3 games to go. Going to need a lot of help. First of all, the help is in themselves that they have to win. So if they win all 3 out and maybe Atlanta loses whatever they got left, maybe they have a shot at the NL East, but they're in the playoffs. I mean, it's just a matter of where they seed. So we'll see how it sets up for the Mets. The Metropolitans, as Steve Somers would say. Schmoozing with Steve, right? Miss him on the radio. So we'll see how that sets up the matchups, whether they'll have to play the Dodgers, and it's a complicated process, quite frankly. LIE is heavy here, straight out of Long Island, all the way out to the BQE. Sounds a little rough here this morning. Like I've smoked 3 packs today or something. I don't smoke. Both ways of the Van Wyck is heavy here at Hillside Avenue. Both ways of the Jackie Robinson is busy. And Cross Island, this is typical Monday morning traffic from Sunrise Highway all the way up to the LIE. Southbound Clearview, Cross Island, Whitestone Expressway jammed. Let's go up to the Bronx. Bruckner, westbound Cross Bronx is heavy. The Deegan is heavy right out of Yonkers. I mean, it's just normal stuff. So it was the Bronx River Parkway coming into the major Deegan, and the area of the Cross Bronx is a mess. Let's queue up Long Island, shall we? Let's see what we got. Anna, good morning to you. Buenos dias from a gloomy Homedale. Yeah, it is ugly out there. No question about that, Anna. I think there's more to come. So, I would say probably most of the morning or afternoon. Most of the day today is going to be off and on showers here. West on the southern 27 to 25. So that's gonna tie up some traffic. Right in here. Uh, then further to the west, some heavy traffic through Hempstead. But Meadowbrook, Wantagh, 135 is good. LIE into 39 is busy. So is the northbound Meadowbrook up to the westbound Northern is heavy. LIE is heavy straight into Queens. More traffic here at 135. Again, you pretty much know the drill here. It's always pretty much in the same spots. West LIE at Deer Park Avenue is busy. North on the Sandy Coast is heavy here as we get out to Pioneer Drive. LIE, a little heavy here at Vets Highway, 347. LIE Sunrise Highway is fine. East on Sunrise Highway, heavy. Hampton Bay, Southampton, Watermill into Bridgehampton. Let's go to Connecticut now. Let's queue up the Connecticut incident page. Let's see what we've got. I was watching this thing yesterday. Again, YouTube is just a rabbit hole. So here I am going through, and it comes up in this recommended list or whatever about some guy who just sits there and plays Minecraft. I know nothing about Minecraft in any shape or form. My nephews know it better than I do. But so this guy named Dream, some big, he's got like 30 million subscribers, this cat, and he's got all he does is play Minecraft, and he gets like tens and hundreds of millions of views. I mean, the guy's making 7 figures a year. It's insane. Maybe 8 figures a year. I don't even know. So no one's ever seen this guy before. Brilliant marketing. So this guy puts up a slide saying he's going to reveal himself, and has like a paper plate with a smiley face on it over his face. Up to about probably at the minute mark of when this thing was going to go live, this dude had like almost over 1 million people waiting to see what this guy looks like. 1 million people. Insane. And then when he finally does the reveal, he had like 1.5 million people watching this thing live. It was crazy. How many views that thing has got by now? It's insane. It's insane. We have 111 subscribers. This guy has 30 million. Just blows your mind what people watch. It's crazy. But brilliant marketing on this guy's part, so just normal delays here on 95 and the Merritt Parkway. They're from about 27 all the way down through about exit 6. The Merritt is heavy from 44 straight down to 36. A little congestion here into 48, but to write home about. It's really just kind of normal. South on let's go to the Hudson Valley incident page. Every time I queue up the Hudson Valley incident page, I always feel like it's going to get hit with 17 different disabled vehicles. Crash spraying south of Tuckahoe Road. Wow, it's fairly. Little congestion here on the Hutch, getting to 127. East on 287, fairly busy. Elmsford out to White Plains. Southbound 287 is busy. 287 southbound throughway, I should say, from 14 down to the Tappan Zee Bridge. But Rockland, Orange County, 84, Route 6, the throughway, Beacon Bridge is good. Seeing some backups here out of Danbury and westbound 84 into 684. 684 heavy Croton Falls down through the Purdy's area. Golden's Bridge, a little congestion, but really that's going to be about it. I think some of this is weather related, meaning that the weather here is better, certainly much, much better than what it is in central New Jersey. Let's show you some of the cameras here. We'll head up to Rockland and Orange counties just to give you a glimpse of what we're dealing with here on, of course, there's no camera I pick out of 1,000 cameras. There's no video. Video. Does anything have any video? Come on. Come on. There, it's gray, but it's dry. Clock is about 4 minutes off. Down here closer to us. Down at 14. Oh, has one ugly looking camera. I don't think this brings up New Jersey cameras, does it? I don't even know why they put the New Jersey cameras in here. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go to transit. Got cooking here. Coastline, so there's 20 minutes both ways. Overhead wire issues near Middletown. Rail tickets and passes being cross-honored by NJ Transit bus and private carriers. Okay, there we got that. Newark Light Rail, a couple of canceled. The 845 902 out of Bryansville Park, and 8 and the 824 from Newark Penn is canceled. 714 732 is canceled from Newark Penn. The Coastline. Oh, it is the Coastline. Yeah, up to 20 minutes. That's what I thought. Corridor 715 departure was canceled. Okay, there. Let's go to Path. See what we got cooking here this morning. Journal Square Concourse elevator connecting platform with tracks 1 and 2 back in service after earlier outage. We apologize for that inconvenience. Okay. Got the MTA. See what we've got cooking here. Some delays on the northbound F while we investigate a signal problem at 57th. N train. Northbound delays after we address the door problem on a train at Kings Highway. The rails. Delays on the Long Beach branch. 647 from Atlantic Terminal due to Long Beach at 736. Operating 10 to 15 minutes late due to earlier equipment trouble. Okay. Rest of transits on or close. Let's go to the Hudson River crossings now. See where we are at. Sandra is preparing to go to sunny Hawaii. About 45 at the George, 35 at the Lincoln, half at the Holland. And the Skyway is just getting crushed here. Tons of traffic on the Skyway. Again, 95 just really heavy. I mean, it's just kind of normal stuff, really. Nothing out of the ordinary to really, terribly excited about. I think a lot of this would be a lot heavier if that rain had shot further north of the Driscoll. Speaking of that, let me just take a look at these cameras in the Parkway again and follow this. So here it is at 116, kind of a gray, gloomy day. Anna says this is south of the Driscoll. Wow, look at that big dark cloud over the Driscoll with some of the rain. This is getting into 127 is heavy exiting there with the wet conditions. But as you get into Colonia, it's a couple of raindrops here populating into Woodbridge. Even into Clark, that's kind of maybe where the line is drawn in the Clark area, because it's dry there. And then certainly once you get up to Union, our roads are fairly dry. So again, it's a fairly sharp cutoff. Mr. Godnick says, former weather watcher himself, and you can see it here at 117, rain coming down fairly steadily. Speaking of that, let's jump back over to the Weather Center and talk to our buddy Greg this morning and the weather watcher studios on the campus of Rutgers University in New Brunswick, and he will give us the latest forecast. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Let's get on with the tri-state weather forecast update. We have a chance of showers earlier in the week, sunshine later in the week when the rain leaves, and temperatures start to fall. For the AM commute, it'll be clear skies and easy driving. And on the way back home, mostly sunny. It might be cloudy depending on where you live. Look out for that. Today's highs look on the warm side, anywhere from 60 degrees to 52 degrees down in Millville. And the lows ranging anywhere in the 40s to the lower 40s, with 50 degrees down in Wildwood. But down in southern Jersey, we will see rain, it looks like, and maybe even a little bit near the New Brunswick area. Moving on to Wednesday, the rain's starting to leave, still lingering around New Brunswick. And onto the 7-day forecast, where we see that we're getting heavy rain Monday all the way through Wednesday with diminishing chances. Temperatures go up but then start to fall again as the weather remains sunny.
Thank you, Greg, and good morning to you. Yeah, looking at that 7-day weather forecast, I think once we clear Wednesday, I think we'll get into Wednesday. That's kind of the transition day. I really think that is where, once we get out to the rest of the week, we'll start to see some brightening of the skies and things will warm up a little bit into the upper 60s, lower 70s. So it's going to be real nice coming up, I think, for this end of the week and into the weekend. We'll have another check with Greg in the Weather Center here in less than a half an hour. This half hour is sponsored by the Shaved Cave, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark. You can give them a call at 908-325-6283. You can also follow Omar, that's my guy right there, at ChopGod, CHOPGODDD on Instagram. So definitely give them a call. Again, they're always very busy. The shop, it's very popular. Conveniently located off the Parkway at exits 135 or 136 on Raritan Road, next to probably one of the last remaining Friendlies that are in the area. Again, these fellows do an amazing job for all your manly grooming needs, for your fades, your hot towel shaves. They'll take care of you here at the Shaved Cave. Again, 1471 Raritan Road, 908-325-6283. Give them a call. We thank the Shaved Cave for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. Let's check in with Maxim Motors now, out in Morris County, 973-620-9060. Talk to our good friend Nick out there for a quality used car. Let's check in with some of the inventory that he has here this morning. The Subaru Forester here is still for sale. Now, again, some of the vehicles that Nick picks, he has the, six-figure mileage on them, but they're all hand-picked by Nick and his father. So, you're looking at a quality used vehicle. Again, not everyone can afford $40,000 for a vehicle. I mean, this Ford Taurus here is a 2004. Wow. Surprised the thing is even still on the road. Let's just take a look at some of the photographs here. See what the condition is of this. Actually, this looks like, dare I say it, the little, from the little old lady in Pasadena kind of car that was sitting in a garage for the last 25 years. Fairly clean vehicle. Got some mileage on it, but still, nonetheless. Probably it's cloth seats. Wow. Surprised it's in as decent of a shape as it is, but 101,000 miles, station car kind of a thing. Got a CD player too. Ooh, CD player. It's a big option back in the day, right? Ooh, CD player. So anyway, that's just some of the inventory here at Maxim Motor Cars, 973-620-9060. Give Nick a call. Located on Route 15 or 303 West Clinton Street, as locals call it, in Dover, New Jersey, conveniently located between routes 46 and routes 80 out in Morris County. We thank Nick for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so let's go back to the New Jersey incident page. Let's populate that. Let's see what we've got cooking here. We Parkway south at 132, south at 58 in Eagleswood. Two accident is still there on Mountainside. Earlier issues on 280. Let's go to 295. Let's check in with that. Mhm. There we go there. Now we've had some decent rain over the weekend, and for the most part, a lot of the oil should be gone from the roads, but you know, sometimes when you get this kind of intermittent rain, moderate rain, and roadways are going to be slick and slippery no matter where you are, unless it's not raining, as we've seen further to the north and to the west. But this is 295 here at 541. Dealing with his vehicle off the road. Looks like the entrance ramp to southbound 295 also is going to be shut because of this problem. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Burlington, Mount Holly Road. And again, it's just a shoulder is out southbound here at exit 47. So it's not causing a terrible delay at all, really, which is good. It's out in this area here. But as we get further to the south, that's where we're starting to see the crowding into the Aljo curve. 5542 is just all banged up. This is the Eagleswood crash here on the Parkway. There, Eagles. South of Long Beach Island, 72, that area. Atlantic City, Cape May is fine. North on the Parkway, starting to get busier by the minute here in Toms River. Again, with this rain coming down fairly steadily here out to the shore. Thing along 35, 36. Edison, both ways, 287 into and out of South Plainfield is crowded. So is 287 south in the Bridgewater area. Eastbound 78's heavy here from 24 through 26. But then 78 is fine all the way out to the Parkway, and it crowds up into Newark, but that's about it. North on the Parkway, some congestion here. Clark up to Cranford. Turnpike starting to get busier by the minute, 11 into 12, and then 13 up through 14. Again, just our normal congestion. I think that if the rain had made it up this far, this would be just a real catastrophe. So weather is in your favor here in North Jersey. 80 East is a lot of volume into Route 15. Then again, into Parsippany is heavy. Let's go to Parkway is just getting crushed both ways here this morning as you make your way from Union 142 up to 153. South out of Bloomfield is heavy. Both ways to 280 across the Stickle Drawbridge is jammed. Let's go to 46 now as we head east of Route 23 out to Route 3 is busy. East on 80 is a heavy ride from 55 into Route 19. And then west on 80 is fairly crowded here at Route 20. 21 up to 20, that is busy. 17 both ways here at Essex Street in the Lodi area, and a little bit further up to Central Avenue. Both ways of Route 4 at Hackensack Avenue is crowded. So is 208 as you head south of into Maple Avenue. Fairlawn Avenue, 17 is busy into Paramus. Again, these are just normal delays across the board. We're not looking at anything out of the ordinary per se. Take a look at some of those cameras this morning. Bring up. Let's go to 52 down. First of all, let's go to Long Beach Island. Long Beach Island is looking like here this morning. It's probably fairly ugly. Yeah. Ooh, look at that wind. Stiff shot. That wind. Bonnet, Marcia Drive. Wow, it's really coming down here. Camera's shaking in the wind. 72 at Route 9, 72 at the Parkway. That's fairly ugly. Let's go to 52. Let's go to 66. Here at 18, not as bad as what we're seeing there. Let's go to 52 on the approach into Ocean City. Fairly gloomy, ugly day. As you get closer to the coast, dare I say, maybe dries up a little bit. Not by much, though. Let's go to 37 in Tom's River because I think that's where I'm really seeing a lot more of the. I don't think any of these cameras even work. Oh, they do. At Oak Ridge, wow, it's a lot of rain there. Here at the Parkway, that's coming down in buckets. 166 at Hooper Avenue. Ton of rain there. The 35 in Seaside Heights, that's ugly. Ooh, that is just nasty. It's one of those days just going to go back under the covers, right? Let's see what else we can show you. Just take a look at Route 9, way down in Cape May. This is right at the very beginning of the end of it, however we want to slice it. Looks like the rain is shut off and things are drying up a little bit. This is 9 at 50. And a little soggy, a little windy, but it's not really raining terribly. Make our way into Monmouth County at Adelphia Road. And a gray day, but not really raining terribly, just kind of off and on. Here at Business Route 33. Again, you're watching Tri-State Traffic Show, Facebook, YouTube. We're on until 9 a.m. this morning at 7:57 here on the East Coast of the great United States of America. Again, the weather is playing the factor. It's not really messing the commute up terribly in Monmouth and Ocean counties, but that's where we're seeing the heaviest of our showery activity, I should say. Showery activity. Let's go to city. We'll save that because I want to go back to the radar here because we will do our 9-box camera. We haven't done that in a while for the city. Show you what the deal is. Let's see. The last radar scan is at 7:41. 7:52. So 6 minutes ago. And looks like there's another heavy. This is at 6:52. Another heavier batch of showers just making its way on shore into Manahawkin, Barnegat, Toms River, Barnegat Light, Seaside Heights, Spring Lake, Point Pleasant. So this is some moderate to heavy rain. Now populating east, to going from east to west, instead of west to east, backing in off the ocean. Some pockets of, it's pockets of dry conditions here through Wayne, Franklin Lakes, Pompton Lakes, not seeing anything. Most of this is not even hitting the ground up here. It's really riding the 78, 287 line, fairly strong as far as our rain line is concerned. And, some lighter to moderate rain here in Trenton, New Egypt, Philadelphia. And you saw that camera down on Route 9, which is way down here at the very tip of Cape May. In here at that intersection. So it looks like that's beginning to dry up a little bit, but the heaviest really is here in Ocean County. Is just this batch of heavier precip is just populating right off the shore. Put this in motion to see which way it's going. I think all of this is going to slowly fill in, and even some of this may start to work its way a little bit further to the north. Later this morning, imagine parts of Long Island looks like maybe seeing some wet conditions as well. Let's go to the cameras here on Long Island. Again, we're coming up on 8 o'clock now. Look at the South Shore down here. No, that's fairly dry too. Again, some of those radar returns picks up the moisture in the atmosphere. And doesn't look bad at all. Just kind of gray. There's no rain and it's dry. it up into the upper atmosphere to the radar, but it's not actually hitting the ground, as you can clearly see here this morning over at Hewlett Avenue, Sunrise Highway. So yeah, that would be great. um, all right, friends, 8 o'clock is our time. We're going to do a reset here. We'll go back to New Jersey. We'll set up the populate the maps, the incident pages, I should say. So 295, we know about that vehicle off the roadway. The ramp to the entrance ramp to the 295 south at Burlington Mount Holly Road is shut, getting into the southbound direction with that crash. Parkway south and north of 132 is shoulders out. Southbound just before 58 in Eagleswood, a lane is down there. And 22, we're still looking at a crash in Mountainside out at New Providence Road. So let's do this. So this is the Burlington Mount Holly Road crash. Vehicle off the roadway. Now starting to see some slowdowns now as you travel south to exit 47. So just be mindful of that. Is going to be a little bit heavy with that crash again. Brumley Estates, the Brumley Estates. So we're dealing with that particular accident. Let's go to 22, see if this crash is cleared in Mountainside. It's tough to say just before. It looks like it's out by Famous Dave's here by New Providence Road. Some backups there. So watch for that. Again, Parkway and Clark, 135 up to 137 is busy. 287 both ways in Edison, South Plainfield. Southbound 287 is fairly crowded as you get into exit 13 and 12. 206 Hillsborough, busy into the Somerville traffic circle. And again, with the rain, it's kind of surprising that there's not much of any kind of backups here along Route 9. 18, Parkway, 35, 36. Maybe some people are opening the door and window and saying, hey, we're going to do the work from home thing. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with. So this half hour is sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, 22 North Avenue West in Cranford, New Jersey. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. So Parkway, we're actually fine. Turnpike is good. Over to the Princeton area, some delays here in West Windsor. I imagine this is out by Washington Street, Harrison Street, Alexander Road in that area. Yeah, a little busy there. Let's go to 295, a little busy up into exit 67. Let's go to 29 is really getting crushed. Okay, so 22, we're still dealing with that crash. That's the freshest update there. Let's go to 29 now. Just want to see if there's anything happening outside the Trenton Tunnel. Warren? It's just a soggy start, really, is what it comes down to. Here it is at Cass. No. Jammed. Oof. Lawler Street. That's going to show me the park. It shows me anything. And then, ooh, that's ugly there. 29 into 129. That's crowded. Oof. Ugly. Okay. So let's see where we want to go from here. Again, 5542, just getting drilled. Absolutely destroyed, getting into westbound 76. 295 both ways into 76 is just jammed, packed this morning. North in the 33. Heavy ride. Route 70 is kind of busy here at 41. 73. A little busy through Marlton, Evesham. So yeah, just kind of normal stuff. There's nothing reported as far as any crashes are concerned in our spot audit here this morning, 18. Seeing a ton of traffic all the way from south of Edgeboro all the way up into Route 1. It's hitting the brakes there. Rest further to the north, West 78 locals here heavy at Vauxhall, Weston 24 heavy out by the mall at Short Hills. Parkway again, 142 to 153. Both ways at 280 at the Stickle Drawbridge is busy. Rush here in Bloomfield. 280 though, West Orange is good. 80, again, a lot of traffic going east of Route 15 into Denville, eastbound Route 10, a ton of traffic. Basically on the eastern sections of Randolph into Morris Plains. Heavy all the way up to exit 42. West on 80 is busy, west of 280. East on 46 is crowded out towards 3. Both ways of 80 is busy out through, I'd say about Madison Avenue or so. Take probably closer to slow go. So with 17 in Rochelle Park is busy. Route 4 to Hackensack Avenue, 208, just a ton of traffic there into Maple Avenue. So again, our normal stuff, but then north on the Turnpike is heavy all the way up onto the 95 merge into the George. So let's go there. Let's go to the Hudsons. I'm going to say at least an hour now at the George. See what we got. Again, friends, you're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show here on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, almost an hour at the George, about 40 at the Lincoln, about a half to 35 at the Holland Tunnel. That's a fairly ugly ride. Let's go to transit now. Still the coastline up to 20 minutes delays both ways. Overhead wire issues near Middletown. Still dealing with that. A bunch of canceled trains here. 8:45, 9:02, 8 o'clock, 8:24. The light rail corridor, 7:15 departure is canceled. For that this morning, let's go back to path. We'll check in with, there was something going on, I thought, with General Square. Let's see what we've got. Okay, still can't get that to work. There we go. Yeah, General Square Concourse Elevator tracks 1 and 2 is back in service. Okay, that's good news. Let's go to the incident page for the city. So nothing populated here this morning. Well, oh, now I say that. Overturned truck on the Hutch, southbound ramp. Hutch Bruckner Boulevard, 1 lane of 2 is out. So again, there's only 2 sections of the city that trucks are allowed on parkways. One is the Hutch getting to the Whitestone, and the other is coming off the BQE onto the Grand Central right in here. See if any of these cameras will work for us. I don't know where this, oh, is that it there? I don't know what they're talking about. Overturned truck Hutchinson Parkway, southbound ramp to the start of the Hutchinson Road Parkway, exit Bruckner Boulevard. This camera doesn't pick it up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the sort is there. So it's not picking up anything. All right. So let's do this. Let's run down our 9-box camera. Quad box on red zone. Oh my, red zone. Jets, big comeback win. That was pretty good. They can only play all the games on the road. They'd be batting 1,000. So, Staten Island Expressway here at the Verrazano is heavy. West Shore, gloomy start, but we're dry. At Bloomfield, Highland at Arden Avenue, things are fine, but wet. Highland at Midland is good. Outer Bridge at Terrellin Avenue, coming off the Outer Bridge crossing, looks pretty good. SIE here at Clove, getting east is a mess. East at Richmond is just a mess as well. Victory at Jersey Street, West Shore at Fresh Kills, that's fine. Let's jump into Brooklyn. Let's check out that vibe. Let's see. Check out the vibe in Brooklyn. So it's going to get probably a little hippier come Thursday when Google has their event, their annual event with their new Pixel 7 phones and Pixel 7 Pro and a watch and all kinds of fun stuff. To be exciting there if you're into tech like I am. East on the belt here at Bay 8th on the left is busy. West on the belt at Flatbush is heavy. BQE at Hamilton Ave. That's the ramp to the BQE off the Gowanus. What else is new? Southbound BQE here at Adams, which is the Brooklyn Bridge, is buried in traffic. BQE going north into Sackett is heavy. BQE at Atlantic Avenue is also fairly crowded as well. BQE at Metropolitan, that southbound heads away. This is the inbound Gowanus at 37th. This is the inbound Prospect that the Gowanus is just jacked. Shot, jacked, and tuned, right, is the one, the only Ian Stark. It's actually good to hear Ian on the air. Haven't heard him in a while on 880 WCBS News Radio, 880. This weekend, let's see, one of the original grind dancers. It's just crazy. So that's the inbound at Koch here. Lower roadway is fairly crowded. 5th at 49th, 7th at 34th is good. FDR here heading south at 96th is busy all the way back to the 120s or so. FDR at the Brooklyn Bridge, that looks pretty good. Henry Hudson at 125, we're fine. Henry Hudson at 96th is quiet. West Street at the Intrepid, kind of normal traffic for Midtown traffic. This morning on the west side. Let's go to the Bronx now. There's your southbound Bruckner at Castle Hill is busy. More southbound delays into the Bronx River Parkway. BRP at 174 looks good. The Cross Bronx of the Bronx River Parkway heading west. North on the Deegan at Willis is crowded. Westbound Cross Bronx here at Jerome Avenue is fairly consistent with heavy traffic. Henry Hudson at 232 is fine. So is the Deegan in the 230s. And this is eastbound on the Cross Bronx coming off the George Washington Bridge. We're fine. Let's go out to Queens now. The belt west of Cross Bay. On the left is fairly busy both ways there. BQE at Broadway. That's fairly busy both ways. Grand Central at 188th and St. John's is fairly crowded. Jackie Robinson, we're fine here through the cemetery and Forest Park Drive. Inbound Midtown Tunnel is going to run you about 20-25. West in the LIA Queens Boulevard is heavy. What else is new? That's the ramp to the westbound BQE. Southbound BQE off the LIE is busy. Van Wyck at the Grand Central interchange doesn't look terrible. And then this is the Van Wyck at Hillside is fairly crowded in either direction there. And our bonus cameras, the White Zone Expressway going north into 14th Avenue is busy. We'll check out the East River crossings again. Jets, Giants, both winners. So we're off to a fairly decent start. Giants 3-1, Jets 2-2. I don't know how much more you could ask for out of both teams so far. It's kind of overachieving, at least for the Jets, I think. Giants, maybe the same thing. So it's good to see. Yankees lost. Judge still at 61. I believe they're off today and they're going to Texas for 3 or 4. I'm not sure. We'll check in with that. So here we go. Let's see. Brooklyn Bridge, a little sluggish there. Making your way inbound. That's the Midtown. That's the Battery Tunnel there. That's about 10. Manhattan Bridge is fine. So is the lower upper roadways. Manhattan Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge and a roadway is fine. LIE here is Again, that's the Queens Midtown Tunnel, looking at about 25 minutes. Anything in the Edcotch lower, Edcotch upper level, Queens Pier, that's fairly good. So is the ramp here, the 23rd Street. So, for the most part, it's just our normal volume here at 8:15. And I think a lot of this also is because the weather itself has actually held up. Speaking of that, let's go to Greg in the Weather Center for a check your forecast. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's get on with the tri-state weather forecast update. Chance of showers earlier in the week. We have sunshine later this week, and temperatures start to fall. For your early morning commute, you can expect clear skies. And on the way home, mostly sunny, but might be a little bit cloudy depending on where you are. Looking at the highs for today, we've got temperatures ranging from 60 degrees down onto 52 degrees, still relatively warm. Tonight's lows dipping down a bit into the 40s, still got 50 degrees and 51 degrees down in Wildwood and Atlantic City, respectively. And for the future cast, we've got a bit of rain in South Jersey to start off the Tuesday. Going into Wednesday, we're going to see a little bit of rain in northern Jersey, and after that, sunny skies for the rest of the week.
Thank you, Chris, and I apologize. I don't know why I'm calling you Greg. I don't know what I was thinking of that, but that was Christopher Jannelli from the Weather Watchers group over in Rutgers. So thank Chris. Again, that was Christopher Jannelli, not Greg. I don't know where I got Greg from. I have no idea where I am. I'm dialed out here as well. So Chris, thank you so much for the update there. Again, we are seeing those showers as the radar showed us there, mostly Monmouth, Ocean counties, especially the Toms River area, seeing a ton of water coming down. But as you get north of the Driscoll Bridge, is really fairly dry. So the 5 boroughs, most of Long Island, North Jersey is in the clear for the most. It's cloudy, but it's not raining. Anyway, so this half hour is sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. Head over to Ralph's wonderful ice cream shop to get some of the best ice cream in the land. As you see this delicious ice cream Smornio. He's got the classic staples, vanilla chocolate strawberry, chocolate cookies and cream, triple strawberry, delicious stuff. Here's just some of the toppings you can get with the M&Ms, the Reese's Pieces, also the sprinkles. Again, just delicious stuff across the board, just delicious. We take a look at, let's go to some of the other, wrong way. Again, the sorbets, he's running those down for the season. So if you want the sorbets, certainly get there sooner than later with the lemon, the peach mango, and the blood orange. Again, as Ralph said, it's more of a warm weather type situation. Again, 48 degrees is really not the most optimal weather to be selling sorbet, but there are many who still like it, as I do. The peach mango is probably one of his best. Very light, refreshing. Party cake is another big seller. So is the cotton candy, as Anna and her daughter. Hopefully she had a wonderful birthday on Friday. Cotton candy is going to be a crowd favorite. So is the black raspberry, another delicious flavor. He also has these wonderful flying saucers and chipwiches. Just easy, quick, kind of pick-me-up ice cream. He also has the vanilla cupcakes as well, which are also good stuff. So the pillowy, soft vanilla ice cream here between the chocolate wafers and the chocolate chip cookies there with the chipwiches. So just delicious stuff here at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. And speaking of birthdays, here's your all-occasion cakes. The small ones range from 4 to 8 people, larger ones. We go to about 10 to 12, and then the monster 40-person sheet cake. It's just an immense amount of ice cream. No question about that. So head over to the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. And head over to 22 North Avenue West, Route 28 in your GPS. It is a state highway in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey. Go to the website, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. We thank Ralph for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Program. All right, so let's bring back in our maps here this morning. Let's dial in Long Island, the incident page here, to see if we have anything working. Overturned vehicle on Sunrise Highway West at Broadway 110. Okay. Bring in the cameras. Let's see what camera down here. Somewhere. Probably sitting right there in North Amityville. Oh. Strange that Sunrise Highway is like just like a sidewalk, and there's just a fence with this like condo complex of some type. So hopefully everyone's okay in this rollover here. Looks like the fence did what it wall or whatever did what it was supposed to do and prevented that vehicle from ending up into the these wonderful looking trees. So again, hopefully everyone's okay with that. That's going eastbound on Sunrise High. Was it east or west? Hold on. I think it's going east if the camera is going south. Oh, westbound. Okay. I thought that's west is issues here. It's right in here. Looks like that's the vehicle on its side. Let's see if this vehicle moves. I bet you anybody that inform will move that camera. I wonder if my buddy Omar is working the cameras through this morning, or Elliot. Let's see what they're going to do here. Backing up. Firefighter is holding up traffic. Backing up, backing up. Up. So there's the vehicle there on its side. Wow, you wonder how that happened. I go, okay, they're going to move the flatbed in. We'll just hang with this camera here to see what. Move that camera over to get a little better view of what's going on. And you're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show. You're watching live continuous coverage of the Tri-State area. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You're looking live at westbound Sunrise Highway here this morning. This is going to be out by Route 110. Roll over a crash. Hopefully everyone's okay. You still see the ambulance on scene, but looks like they're going to put that vehicle onto the flatbed here this morning. We'll leave this up for a little bit here. Anna says, great job, Chris, aka Greg. Yeah, I don't know why I call him Greg. She also says, thanks for the birthday wishes again. Anastasia had a fun birthday weekend surrounded by friends and family. Awesome. Excellent. Love to see. Very, very good. But the weather wasn't a little bit better, but headed to the boardwalk or something. But maybe next weekend you could do that, or during the week. Let's just move the camera that way a little bit. Curious to see if there's anything else on this side, either another vehicle of some type or surprised that this emergency vehicle doesn't come out into here and take out the lane, just because it's they got it back up on it onto his wheels. I guess he just pushed it. That SUV. Sometimes that's the thing. That's the thing with SUV. You know, get on a soapbox here, but maybe I'll bring it in. That you got to be careful with some of these SUVs. The center of gravity is not directly planted right in the center. That's the one good thing about my Cadillac, is that the electric batteries really keep that car planted. I mean, it's almost 50-50 weight distribution. Sometimes these SUVs are more like 70-30 or 60-40 kind of a thing, and it's center of gravity just isn't where it is, especially if it's an older SUV. So you got to be careful, especially negotiating turns and things like that. Again, sense of urgency is not really top shelf as far as the urgency is concerned. So I'm thinking that the driver has been taken out of the vehicle. Again, it landed on the driver's door, and they are in the ambulance or en route. So again, sense of urgency doesn't seem to be there. So could mean good news for the driver that maybe just a little bit banged up, but maybe the car a little more banged up than the driver. But those are scary situations. Not going to lie to you there. Um, So, Long Island maybe slightly lighter here this morning than what we saw even last week. Just some delays here both ways of the southern into the Wantagh westbound LIE is actually into 39, but then thinning out a little bit here. The northern state fairly heavy west of the connector. A little congestion here at 135, and then some delays in the Deer Park Avenue to 110, but that's really about it. And this is even beginning to thin here at Vets Highway. So sure. East on Sunrise Highway, Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton, still fairly busy, but getting better by the minute. Again, you do have Yom Kippur right in the middle of the work week. So there may be some of our friends who observe Yom Kippur that are taking or getting out of town to be with family, leaving today, tomorrow. That's why things are a little bit lighter than what they maybe should be for a Monday. But, we'll see. So Bridgeport Fairfield 95 is good. We're still fairly heavy here on 95. This is from about 18 straight to 11, and then heavier 8 through 6. The Parkway is busy 52 over to 48, and then heavier here from 41 down through just about 33 or so, 34 in that area. So you want to look for that here this morning. Hudson Valley 287 going off the Tappan Zee Bridge and to White Plains. East on 287 is crowded. We take it to the Hutch, fairly busy up into Weaver Street. South of 287 is busy, but we're beginning to thin here coming to Yonkers on the Deegan, the Sawmill. Same thing on the Henry Hudson and the Bronx River Parkway is definitely cleaned up really well. Got that initial crush of traffic out of the way. North on the Bruckner is busy into the Hutch, out towards Pelham Bay Parkway. So it's beginning to thin up a little bit. Not, it's not as bad as what I was thinking, waking up and, listening to the radio this morning and hearing about some of the rain and so forth. So, that's kind of where we're at here at almost 8:30. So as we approach an 8:30, let's bring in our final sponsor. Last but certainly not least, the lovely and talented Darley Newman. Travels with Darley, watch her on PBS Great, Amazon Prime, Wonder Innovation TV's Journey. Go to her website, darley-newman.com. Again, she's out filming season 10. And after weather at 8:45, we'll check in with her social media pages to see where she is at now. I think she was still in Turkey, according to what she posts. She may be home already, but we shall see where Darley is. It's kind of like Carmen Sandiego, where in the world is Darley Newman? Um, North along Route 1. This is new. Let's see here. Black Horse Lane in South Brunswick. Let's see here. Cameras, nothing at Henderson. Let's see now. Okay, so that's where you got there along Route 1. Route 1. 27 here at North Evergreen. This is like in the back entrance to Menlo Park Mall. There are no cameras there, so we're back through to the Parkway. So look for that. This is just past the McDonald's there out by Edison State Park. McDonald's is like right in here. So this is coming out of, let's say, south of Metro Park and Wood Avenue. Mindful of that, ladies and gentlemen. Be mindful. Be mindful. Be dialing. Let's see here now. American Gladiators. 8:31 now is our time. So we've got that crash being worked on, 676 now. South of the Walt Whitman, we've got that to contend with this morning. Let's go here. There she is into the distance. Getting onto the eastbound side of 76. It's crazy. Southbound 676 turns to the eastbound 76. Another more ridiculous verbiage there, but so yeah, so there it is, just before the whole interchange of 42 295 and the turnpike. That's really a stiff shot. I think it's really kind of coming off of the Walt Whitman, really. Yeah. Basically coming off of Walt Whitman, or the continuation of, I don't even know what this is, like kind of like the ramp service road here or something. Anyway, it's just right at where it before it turns into 76. Kind of jacked and tuned. So we right in here, right there. Let's see here. Let's go here. I'm curious to see, is that a service road or what is that? 676. Let's come down here. College Avenue, Gloucester, Collingswood. 30, Walt Whitman Bridge, 76 West. That it's 676 south to 76 west, which actually still continues to go south. Put any more mass confusion into the situation. Sign here. End of 676, beginning of eastbound 76 to 295. It's just, you shake your head like you can't piece this stuff together. It's just right off the Walt Whitman, the WW, not the Weather Watchers, but find that merge interchange here where that sign is. So it's coming off of 676 here. There's the sign here. Sign we saw here, Atlantic City. And it's on this like service roady thing. Where's that traffic camera? It's in here somewhere. This is from May of right here. There's the camera. Camera? It's not. Gotta be further down here. The camera wasn't put in yet. Anyway, here, let's go up there. And some of this also maybe some rubbernecking delays extending back onto 42 North and 55. 295 at exit 30 is just getting wrecked. I mean, it is just a lot of traffic there. But again, with the rain and so forth, Seattle City, Avalon, Wildwood Parkway, AC Expressway, Parkway a little busy in Brick despite the weather, but Monmouth County, we're fine. 287 out through Edison, South Plainfield looks in pretty good. It looks to be pretty slow. So is southbound 287, both ways here actually both ways in exit 12. But the Parkway through Union County is good. Turnpike, a little congestion here at 13, but that's getting better. And then heavier as you get up into the Bloomfield area. West on 78, beginning to thin it out here on the local side as we come into Vauxhall Road. Westbound 24, busy here at the Mall at Short Hills. And then east on 80 is heavy out of Rockaway into Parsippany, Troy Hills. And that's beginning to get thinner by the minute. Again, I think some of this has to do with Yom Kippur on Wednesday. Some of our friends are leaving town early. Tomorrow, maybe even a little lighter than today. And certainly Wednesday, it'll be wide open. And then back for Thursday. So tomorrow evening's commute may be a little heavier earlier than you expect. So give yourself some additional time. Start a little about an hour earlier because our friends who are observing Yom Kippur need to be home by sundown, which is about 6:38, a little after 6:30. So your evening commute may start around 3:00, 3:30 or so. And also, quite frankly, looking at this and looking at traffic patterns for the last 20 years of my life, it's I'm just going to say it, the work from home thing is certainly a factor. I think some folks have looked at the great conditions and the cloudiness and, you know, the rain and stuff like that. They may have just pulled an audible and say, yeah, you know what, it's going to work from home this morning. Maybe we'll go in later this afternoon, or I'm just going to work from home today. Certainly possible. May have set that up already, prior because they saw the weather forecast. Uh, let's see here. Maureen, thank you for joining us. Good morning to you. Good morning. Be safe out there on this beautiful rainy day in Jersey. Actually, we have a tree across the street. Leaves are turning red where they used to be on the brownish side. Good to see the color coming back. Yeah. So we're starting to get some of our, I imagine our rain gauges are starting to fill. I have to talk to John that maybe he may be able to add that drought monitor for our the next reporting from National Weather Service towards the end of the week. I think it's usually on Thursdays. So I would imagine that we're filling up the rain gauges slowly but surely, steady as she goes. We have had just a deluge of rain, 3 inches all at the same time. But that's good because you wanted just a steady, consistent pattern of rain to fill up the rain gauges, not all at one time. So let's run down the incident pages again. Let's go to New York. This will populate everything here this morning. There's that hutch here. I just didn't see anything, but maybe populate overturned vehicle on Sunrise Highway. We showed you that. Sprain the shoulders out here northbound at Dobbs Ferry Road. Back to the city here. Let's go to the actual city cameras. Let's see if we can pick up anything. City cameras sometimes are different than have some cameras that may not have populated. Let's see. Okay, so now we're starting to see some issue. Okay, so now that's becoming a problem. I think they moved the camera to try to see it, but they can't. Let's go back here to the city cameras because again, some of these city cameras are a little more motion with the cameras. Get a visual as far as this is heading south. This is actually going north. They said that the accident was going south on the ramp. Lafayette Avenue. All right, so let's map that out because I'm a little perplexed as far as where that is. They were saying south. I think it's going north. The camera should be located right here at Lafayette, and of course, the bridge. Not where we want to be. Here. There's the camera there. That's the camera there. And that's what they're looking at is here. It's onto this ramp to the westbound side of the CBX, or to the Bruckner, I should say. So that's getting into the interchange this morning. That's right here. Must be on that side of it. So see if the interchange camera has anything. No. Ah, there she is. Oofa. Yeah, yep. There it is. There it is. Bum, bum, bum. Found it. So that's getting onto the southbound Bruckner off the northbound Hutch. The ramp is all jacked up with this overturned vehicle. It looks like a I don't know if it's a full tractor trailer. Maybe a little tough the perspective here. But again, there are some higher winds out there. So if this vehicle was empty, if that trailer was empty, it certainly may have posed a bit of an issue. Negotiating that turn may have got a little bit of wind gust or something and just tipped it over. So hopefully the driver is okay, because if the cab is in the front, looks like the driver's side door will be fine for somebody to crawl out of that. Hopefully they're not injured, but so that is what we are dealing with here this morning, and that's starting to become a problem now. I wouldn't say, I think if you're coming out of Queens, I would stay with the Throgs Neck instead. The Whitestone Expressway is fairly busy. And again, this is onto the westbound Bruckner, the southbound Bruckner here. Into the interchange is where we're getting a lot of traffic because of that. Let's see here. 8:44. We're going to go over to Chris, not Greg. Chris in the Weather Center here in about 30 seconds or so. LIE fairly busy through Queens. So is the Grand Central. The Van Wyck is getting hit hard. Outbound Jackie into Ocean Parkway. That's busy there. The Ocean Parkway. That's not what I meant. It's Pennsylvania Avenue. Pardon me. I was thinking Ocean Parkway. Both ways, the belt out through Flatbush Avenue is busy. Staten Island Expressway is heavy across the Verrazano. It's the inbound Gowanus all the way up to the BQE. It's just getting absolutely drilled. A lot of commercial traffic there. All right, so let's go back to the Weather Center. Let's dial in Chris. Let's make that connection to Rutgers. He is ready to go. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. Let's get on with the tri-state weather forecast update. We have a chance of showers earlier in the week, sunshine later in the week when the rain leaves, and temperatures start to fall. For the AM commute, it'll be clear skies and easy driving. And on the way back home, mostly sunny. It might be cloudy depending on where you live. Look out for that. Today's highs look on the warm side, anywhere from 60 degrees to 52 degrees down in Millville. And the lows ranging anywhere in the 40s to the lower 40s, with 50 degrees down in Wildwood. But down in southern Jersey, we will see rain, it looks like, and maybe even a little bit near the New Brunswick area. Moving on to Wednesday, the rain's starting to leave, still lingering around New Brunswick. And onto the 7-day forecast, where we see that we're getting heavy rain Monday all the way through Wednesday with diminishing chances. Temperatures go up but then start to fall again as the weather remains sunny.
Thank you, Chris, and good morning to you. Nice job there in the Weather Center. We'll see the Weather Watchers back here on the Tri-State Traffic Show tomorrow, beginning at 7:15, I should say. Pardon me. This half hour is sponsored by Travels with Darley, wonderful program on travel throughout the world. You can go to her website, darley-newman.com, for more information. Again, you can watch her on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonder Innovation TV's Journey, also New Jersey PBS with her new program called Look Up with Darley. And that is 2 episodes on the city of Newark. Very interesting stuff there with the architecture. So that's hopefully that series will be picked up as well, along with her Travels with Darley program. Definitely check it out. She really does an amazing job, her and the team, traveling around the world, showing you the best destinations anywhere to be found. And again, with her show, it's really about the local angle of the destination that she is in. So, finds a local tour guide, and somebody can tell her where the best place to eat, drink. Always seems to find a brewery of some type, and kind of wears some fun hats all the time. So she should make a scrapbook of all of her hats and things that she is wearing. But so again, that's really the theme of the show, is the local angle of all the destinations that she is in. So definitely check her program out. Let's go to her Instagram page this morning. We'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is one of the reels on Instagram. You'll see her fun hat coming up here. Cats come complimentary. She's still in Turkey. There's another one of her hats. Unfortunately, I can't get audio, but you get the idea here with Dar and having a ring-shaped bread, almost like a Turkish bagel. That's what she's calling it. That sounds good. Turkish coffee. Wow, that's got to be stiff. That's going to be that's got to be a real strong hit of caffeine. Oof, oof. So there's our Instagram page. Again, all of her different travels over the last couple of weeks here, really. Going from, Delaware to all the way from, again, Delaware, looking at fake food in a museum, all the way to Turkey, which is kind of crazy, right? Kind of fun stuff. So there we go. So that's Darley and her wonderful program, Travels with Darley. Check her show out. Thank her for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right. This is the Hutch situation here. My thinking is that they probably just closed up the ramp off the northbound Hutch to the southbound Bruckner into the interchange, because I don't see any traffic coming through, and that's probably to repopulate that vehicle back onto its wheels this morning. So that's what we're seeing here for your ride into the Bronx out of Queens. So you've got to be careful here. We don't know again how long this will be closed for, but let's keep an eye on this here this morning. See how long that gets closed up for. Again, you're watching Tri-State Traffic Show, Facebook, YouTube. We're at going on for another 10 minutes here this morning until 9 o'clock. Looking live here at the ramp from the Hutch North, coming off the Whitestone Bridge to the westbound side of the Cross Bronx. And you can see on the Bruckner, I should say, the southbound side. You can see how heavy this ride is here this morning as we approach onto that northbound side, but I'm not quite sure why it says southbound ramp of the Hutch. Southbound ramp to the start of the Hudson River Parkway, Bruckner Boulevard, 678, 2 left lanes of 3 block. I don't know why they're considering that's the southbound side of the Hutch. Alrighty then. That a Darley. And this, let's run down some of the incident pages here in our final 10 minutes or so. Let's go to Long Island. Nothing there. Let's go to Connecticut. We'll dial that in. See what we've got. Delays, 95. The Merritt, 34. Out of Queens here this morning. Again, Long Island, slightly lighter than usually what we see. Again, still some heavy delays here, 19 down through 16, then from 15 down to 11, and then from about 9 all the way down to the Greenwich and exit 3. I think maybe something happened here. No. Getting into Connecticut by exit 2 off the New England Thruway. That's a little bit sluggish. So is 287 east through White Plains at Terrytown. Merritt Parkway is busy, 52 over to 50, then from 48 to just before 44, 48, 46. And heavier out through about 36, and then heavier out through 35 into 33. Let's go to the Thruway here in Orange County, 84, Beacon, Brewster, all is in good shape. So is Danbury, south along 684, a little heavy at Route 22 in Katona. But really, that's going to be about it. Even New Jersey is starting to settle down a little bit for us. The Parkway is fine through Union County. 287 both ways at exit 12 is fairly busy. Both ways of 80 is still pretty busy at 287. And the Parkway's heavy 145 up to 153. North on the Turnpike is crowded here from 13 to 13A up to 14. And then heavier here just at the split. Cameras there for a second. Like there's something going on there, but I haven't been able to dial that in just yet. South of 46. It's really getting on to eastbound 46 is all jacked up. It's right in here. So let's do this. Let's see if I can bring in cameras on 46. There's a camera at the Turnpike there. So maybe something has happened on 46, maybe? Eastbound 46 that moves away, but I just don't. It's heavy here out to what is 93? Is that Grand Avenue? Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, man. No, oh no, trouble. 19 will become cameras in Palisades Park. Tunnel tour? Yeah. Ask me why that is there. Palisades Park, that's fine. Bergen Boulevard, that's good. It's just getting into Grand Avenue is all jacked up for some reason. Oh, they're saying maybe a crash here. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Right at Grand Ave. Maybe it's on Grand Avenue. That's probably what it is. It's probably that's the issue is that Grand Avenue is just getting wrecked. Holy cow. Look at that. All the way back to Broad Avenue. Oofa. This is picking up a lot of additional volume, getting into 46. So it must be a crash here just as you go underneath Route 46. Right in here. Right in there. There's Grand Avenue. This is a tight place up in here. Wow. This is crazy. So that is, as a result, the suing, unless now there may be another crash here east on 46, but it's really just jacking up this turnpike all the way back onto the eastern spur, back to the Vince Lombardi. Both spurs here are just getting crushed into 46 because of exiting volume, because of the issues here on Grand Avenue. Wow. Smokes. That's pretty bad. Okay. So now we found the culprit there, why we're all tuned up on 46. But again, the rest of New Jersey is slowly settling down. Another check of transit, shall we? We're coming up to the end of the broadcast. So I don't have anything on Grand Avenue 46 because it's a county road. Well, Avenue is a state highway. There. So let's go to transit now. Dial that in. Coastline still up to 20 minutes both ways with wire issues in Middletown. Corridor 840 arrival into Penn Station cancel at Penn for his mechanical issues and the light rail. 45 departures, some earlier problems there. Let's go to path this morning. Let's bring in that. See what we've got this morning. Oh my. Come on. I don't understand why path went to this thing. Okay. Elevator is back in service. Let's go to the MTA. Some delays. Southbound 25 removed debris from the tracks at Bronx Park East. The A train, Lefferts Boulevard bound A train running with delays after remove the train with mechanical problems from service at Canal Street. Let's go to the rails. Check in with Metro North is good. Montauk branch has some delays. 826 Manhattan Base in Montauk at 919. 10-15 minutes there. The late westbound train in single track territory. Port Jeff from Jamaica due to Port Jeff at 9:51 is operating 15 to 30 minutes, 25 to 30 late out of Jamaica. Receiving substitute equipment. Interesting deal there. Where are we going? We're gonna do something else here this morning. Again, you're watching Facebook and YouTube. We'll go for about another 7-8 minutes or so. Get us into the 9 o'clock hour. Bring up something and I totally forgot. Where am I going? Let's see. Oh, the radar. That's right. Yeah. See what we're dealing with now, gentlemen. Stop it at 8:51. And again, Tom's River is just hanging around here. Straight along the Parkway, Forked River, Long Beach Island, Lavalette, Seaside Heights, Point Pleasant, Lakewood, seeing some moderate to heavy rain here and just a steady rain all throughout most of Mercer, Burlington, Monmouth, Ocean counties. And this is beginning to lighten up a little bit. A lot of this is not even hitting the ground, this purplish color. So it's just like a spritz. It's probably not even hitting the ground. Maybe some more, and even in towards the Delaware Bay. It's getting a little rainier there, but just a consistent light rain here throughout Philadelphia, Trenton. And there's our line. It's really a fairly sharp cutoff, as JG said, with this high pressure starting to build in now. It's trying to squeeze this rain out. But we're dry throughout most of North Jersey this morning. So it's certainly helping out the commute. And even with the wet weather here, as Justin said, about 48 degrees and just kind of ugly throughout the area. Let's we wanted to go here. We'll dial in some observations, and Newark Liberty coming in at 51 and overcast. Overcast and breezy. LaGuardia, Trenton Mercer, light rain at 46. That's exactly what I told you. 51 at Kennedy and overcast this morning. And again, as you go to the north, again, we'll probably see fair skies in Monticello. So we're clearing up there with some sunshine. Still a chilly start at 45 degrees. Poughkeepsie at fair skies. So the further north and west you go, the better the conditions get. Let's go to Connecticut. Fair skies in Bridgeport at 50. So that's a nice start. So is Tweed, New Haven at 50. Overcast in Central Park at 51. So definitely a chilly start. You need the jacket out there this morning. Let's go to Cape May, and this is going to be a different story now. Wildwood, light rain at 49. As I told you, that purple stuff it's not really barely even hitting the ground. Just kind of a spritz. Ocean City, fog, mist at 52, 48. But you can see the winds here. Wildwood gusting to 22, sustained at 14, sustained at 15, going to 25. 21 to 30, and then 13 to 21 here in Mount Holly at 47 degrees. So definitely a crisp start. Overcast here out in the island at 53 in East Hampton, 53 in Shirley, 53 at Block Island. The water is still fairly warm, so you get closer to the water there, the temperatures may come up slightly. Let's see what the Atlantic City one populates, because that's going to bring in a Belmar. Light rain at 49. Northeast wind at 10. Look at Dover at 21, gusting to 30. Ocean City, 20 to 30 there. Mercer County, north wind at 10. So, just definitely kind of November type feel to our weather pattern here this morning. Just kind of, ugh. So there we go. Let's do the shameless plug here for the YouTube channel. We will do that right now. We had 111 subscribers, again, going for 200 subscribers in 200 episodes. So let's see if we can make that happen. Can you pass it along to all your friends? Just ask them to subscribe. Doesn't cost them anything, and it certainly helps out John and myself here in the traffic and weather centers to continue to give you this kind of programming. Hopefully, to keep continuing here, in the future. We'll see how things go. But we definitely need the support. Need those subscriber numbers up to really start to populate things here. Again, we're at 111 subscribers, so let's push that drive here and see what we can do to get those subscriber numbers up. So please, if maybe two people, your kids, whatever, everyone's got a phone. If they could just maybe subscribe to the Tri-State Traffic Show, your neighbors, your friends, anybody you see, if you can remember, please, would be amazing if you can get some more subscribers here. We're trying to go for that push for 200 subscribers to see, maybe get into a different algorithm here with YouTube. I'm not sure how all this kind of works, but but maybe, just maybe, watching that guy yesterday. What the hell is this guy's name? Dream? Dream. That is. This is insane. This guy's got 30 million subscribers. I'll subscribe to him. Why not? Maybe he'll subscribe back. Doubt it. But this video in 12 hours has gotten 17 million views. 17 million views. I mean, that's just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. It is absolutely crazy. I mean, that's all he does is, then there was like reaction videos, from people who are reacting to this guy, revealing himself. It's just insane. All this guy does is play Minecraft all day. trust me, I know a bunch of people that would probably do very well just playing video games all day. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Whew. Crazy. And then other one, show you, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah. This was kind of cool. I don't know. I stumbled across this over the weekend. Some guy or somebody has got, I know you can't hear it, but it's like the old Weather Channel. Remember this? The old Weather Channel, the local on the 8s. I think they'll give this guy subscribe to. Why not? I think it's so cool. I wanted to see what Johnny's reaction is to this. I don't know. CC 17926. Don't even know what that is, but that's his YouTube channel. I think his sunrise and sunset times are a little bit off, but can't get everything right, can we? But again, we're looking at 25-year-old technology from this WeatherStar 4000. Remember this, the local on the 8s? I mean, it was so good that, you know, it was just basic information with a little bit of a kind of a cool kind of glitchy vibe with some of the graphics and the smooth jazz music that you hear in an elevator. I know you can't really hear it, or maybe you can. I don't know if you can hear it. Just let me know in the comments. Gives me a clue whether if I play YouTube videos, you can do that. But it's just kind of interesting to see. It's kind of fun to watch. Don't ask me why. You get kind of sucked into this with the travel forecast for Monday. And again, it was just basic stuff that it wasn't anything terribly complicated. It was just kind of, just really basic information. And it just really told you what you needed to know. I just kind of scrolled up. I just thought that was like and then you get addicted to it. Just leave it on, and you all of a sudden end up watching this thing for like 10 minutes. 29 people are watching right now. So whoever this group was that they were putting together this old computer, is actually a whole series of things and how they found this computer on eBay or whatever it was, and they managed to get this thing to actually work, which is kind of fascinating. But it's just kind of fun to watch this. That's just kind of crazy how they ended up doing this. So it's just a little something fun. If you're interested, just type in Mount Holly Weather Channel, and this should populate for you. Kind of interesting stuff there. All right. So I think we are going to be done for today. I don't know whether you were able to actually hear that audio. If I'll stay on here for another minute or two just to see if anybody could tell me whether you actually heard the audio from that YouTube clip. I don't know. That's the one thing I don't know, whether if I play YouTube videos, whether you can actually hear them or not on the other side. So, anyway, so let's go into our wrap up mode here this morning. I'll have myself back on camera. There we go. Hi. I got some wild hair going on here. Wow. I think I need the boys at the Shave Cave to do a little trim. I don't know. Messy here. Anyway, we thank everyone for watching. Had a decent crowd here this morning, which is always good news. Certainly not to the likelihood of a dream. 17 million views in less than 12 hours. That's just sick. Imagine if a network had 17 million views on a TV show. They'd be off the walls. Whew. Mr. Beast is another one too. That cat's insane. He's got like 105 million subscribers. Boy. Anyway, times are a changing, right? They certainly have. Let's see. We got a comment here. Couldn't hear the audio. Okay, that's what I thought, Anna. Thank you. I don't know how to get that audio in there. Not that it makes a difference, but just in the chance that we were able to populate that. Maybe a setting or something I can turn on, but anyway, we thank everybody for watching the Tri-State Traffic Show here on a Monday morning. Just watch for some of that rain. Still bring the umbrella. Check out John's Twitter page and his Facebook page at John Rocco, JONROCCO WX. And we thank Chris, not Greg. Chris, not Greg. Sounds like a new group, right? Chris, not Greg. Was, not was, right? Let's thank them, the Weather Watchers, for providing the forecast. So that's some great stuff there. Hopefully the weather will get a little bit better sometime tomorrow, but it looks like we're in for more showers. I think it's not really until Wednesday where we kind of clear the hurdle for the showery activity around our area. So again, just kind of bundle up a little bit. It's a little bit cool out there and bring along the umbrella for the ride. So we want to thank Travels with Darley, The Shave Cave, Maxim Motors, as well as good friend Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. We thank all of you for watching. Again, please, if you know anybody, any of your kids, everyone's got a cell phone, if they can go ahead and like and subscribe the YouTube channel for the Tri-State Traffic Show, helps John and myself out here to continue our forward progress with this channel. I know it's going to be a slow go until we get into maybe some sort of a algorithm. We're kind of like in the right lane on the parkway for 5 lanes, and we're maybe hopefully get some movement into that next lane to try to get into the algorithm for YouTube to kind of push us ahead as far as getting it maybe a wider audience. You know, there's millions and millions of people, billions of people, whatever, on YouTube. And I just feel like the numbers should be a little bit higher maybe to where this is. So I don't know how all this works, but again, if you can pass the word along to all of your friends and have them subscribe, it doesn't cost them anything. So they can just go ahead, and you certainly could cancel at any time if you want to. It's not even a cancel. It's not a subscription or anything. It's just free. So if you can click on subscribe, certainly helps us out here in the traffic and weather centers. All right. Have a magnificent Monday. Drive safely. Roadways are still a little bit slick out there. And we